just 11 behind great starting pitching and the hot bats of Kendra Morales and Bobby Abreu. Tonight, Joe Saunders looks to give the Angels back-to-back series wins as the Halos take on the Indians.
It is cooler giveaway night here at the Big A. Beautiful skies up above. We're ready for some baseball for game number 2 of this 3-game set between the Angels and the Cleveland Indians. And, of course, when you start looking at the Angels' record, 11-10 right now. No sense in panicking as you look at the 3 previous seasons in which the Angels have won the American League West. 9-12 in 09, 12-9 in 08, and of course 11-10 in 2007. As we welcome you inside the Big A, I'm Victor Rojas, along with Mark Gubicza, and we welcome you again to Angels baseball. And certainly, it's been a nice turnaround for this ball club. A 2-6 start, but all of a sudden playing good baseball.
Well, what it is, Victor, now the starting pitchers are starting to throw strikes. The bullpen, when they get that lead, is protected. Of course, now the offense is responding. And I looked at that at bat by Bobby Abreu up in Toronto, in which they've had a difficult task getting hits with runners in scoring position. With 2 outs, he hits the ball the other way. The offense turns around, the pitching going with it. That's why they've been dominant.
Well, speaking of Bobby Abreu, he's down in the dugout with our very own Jose Mota to talk a little bit about his turnaround.
Bobby, you found it. I mean, it seems like you're in a great groove. What got you to that point?
Well, I was working with Mickey at the cage because I was watching the video and saw that I've just been pulling the ball too much, so I just want to stay and hit the ball middle the other way. And we're working on that, day by day. And most of the time when I'm trying to face lefty, that's the one that gave me back to my approach, because I have to stay longer and trying to hit the ball to the middle. And the work that I have with Mickey inside, so it's getting me back to my normal rhythm.
It has not just been Bobby Abreu, but Kendra Morales, Torrey Hunter chipping in with a couple of doubles. The offense has been pretty good, but so has been the starting pitching. Joe Saunders going tonight for the Halos, looking for that 50th career win.
Well, the impressive thing about the Angels, they would be the first club in baseball this season to have 5 50-game winners for their careers. So Joe Saunders, very good as far as establishing that fastball, using that changeup ball. But always been the strength of this club, the starting rotation. Joe Saunders cementing that tonight with a victory.
Well, the Angels have a mini 2-game winning streak. The offense has been good already. A lot of big moments in this early part of this season. Angels going for their 3rd straight win as they take on the Indians here at the Big A. That's coming up next.
Try Jack's new grilled sandwiches, the turkey bacon cheddar or the deli trio at participating restaurants. And by Time Warner Cable for your TV, internet, and phone services. See how much you'll save. Inside the beautiful Big A in Anaheim, game 2 of this 3-game set between the Indians and the Angels. Manny Acta will run out this starting night for the Cleveland Indians as Drupal Cabrera leading things off at shortstop. Curtis Sizemore at center. Shin-Soo Choo. Look at those numbers against left-handed pitching this season. A .353 average. Austin Courage had a home run last night. He's in left. Johnny Peralta is at third base. Mark Ruzzolani getting a start at second. Andy Marte getting action at first. Matt Laporte is the DH and doing the catching. And batting ninth is Lou Marson. That starting nine for the Tribe will be facing Joe Saunders, who comes in with the 49 career victories, looking for number 50 tonight.
I think he's got to establish that fastball inside on the righties, work down in his zone, use the changeup. Last time out, no strikeouts.
Angels defensively presented by Verizon, Rivera, Hunter, and Abreu out in the outfield. On the infield, Wood and Ibar on the left side, Kendrick and Morales on the right. Mike Napoli doing the catching once again.
Boy, Eric Ibar will be busy today. Joe Saunders is going to try to work down with that sinker and changeup. A lot of ground ball action to Eric Ibar at shortstop.
First pitch swinging is as Drupal Cabrera, the switch hitting shortstop, comes up empty. Cabrera 269 on the season, a home run, 3 runs batted in. He was 0 for 3 last night, although he did draw 2 walks. Both of those walks coming late in the game. Off the end of the bat over to Howie Kendrick. There's out number 1. Joe Saunders comes into this ball game with a 1-3 mark, a .582 ERA. He's got 21 2/3 innings under his belt, having allowed 23 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 6 walks.
Yeah, Joe, not what you would say is a strikeout pitcher, but the last time out was certainly a concern for Mike Butcher, Mike Socha. No strikeouts, didn't have good command of his secondary pitches. But the key for him is get the fastball over early and then establish that slider and changeup.
Sizemore takes strike 1. Joe coming off a start in which he struggled against the Tigers back on the 22nd. Pitching into the 3rd inning only. Just 2 2/3 in that game. 6 hits, 5 earned runs. Throwing just 59 pitches. Sizemore with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. He has struggled to start this year. 203 average, 6 runs batted in. 0 for 5 night last night. Speaking of last night, Jared Weaver notching that 3rd win, 5th consecutive quality start for him, a 5-2 Angel victory.
Well, he's become more, we always hear that adage, a thrower to a pitcher. He's definitely become more of a pitcher. Didn't have his best fastball. We saw his velocity at around 88 to 91 maybe, but that changeup and curveball going to 67, 68, and the changeup that much better. 7 punch-outs.
Unbelievable game overall. Just the fact that it was just a 5-2 game. Napoli takes that one. Maybe even gotten the chin area. Well, bouncing up on him.
Overthrew that breaking ball, but again, with 2 strikes, you just have to be in position to be able to block it. Got underneath the face mask.
The biggest key there is that he was able to keep that chin down into his chest. Otherwise, you open up that throat area.
And kept his bare hand, his throwing hand, behind his back. That's what happened to Jeff Mathis. A curveball that Jepson threw got in his hand as he tried to block it.
Sizemore draws the walk. Just getting back to that game last night. I mean, you look at 15 hits for the Angels, a season high, 23 total hits combined. Not only that, 29 men left on base. The Cleveland Indians left 14 guys on base. The Halos left 15 on base. So there's plenty of opportunities. Both teams struggling mightily with men in scoring position last night. Cleveland just 1 for 11. The Angels 2 for 15. But as long as you make it count. That bigger number is on your side of the ledger at the end of the day.
That's all that matters.
No doubt. Shin-Soo Choo, a .324 average. He was 2 for 4 last night. He's got 4 home runs on the season. Kick over to first. Choo, the one constant for the Indians in their lineup, at least this year and over the last couple of years. Sizemore's had to deal with some injuries last season that kind of knocked him out. Travis Hafner's had to deal with some elbow problems over the last couple of seasons, shoulder problems as well.
Sizemore's definitely a stolen base threat. It's a lefty here. He's got to pick the right position to go. First movement.
Got the strike on the inside corner. It's 0-2. Sizemore last year with 13 stolen bases, limited action.
Always notice Kendrick Morales always plays off a first base bag with a lefty pitcher, whether it be Joe Saunders or Scott Kazmir. So he goes back to the base. I think the throw's coming up, otherwise he's in a good position to field a grounder.
Tried to get him on that breaking pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The one very good start that Joe had came back against Toronto, in Toronto. In the 17th, going 8 innings. 2 runs, both unearned runs. Down goes 2. Good fastball down and away, and there's out number 2.
Good movement on the fastball. Almost looked like this year it was a slider. That was set up inside, but good running action. 4-seam fastball gets the punch out. So a lot of times on a 4-seam fastball, you have running action. 2-seam will have a downward sinking action. 2-seam fastball will be generally slower to 4-seam more velocity.
Good location, especially with 2 strikes, as Austin Kern steps to the plate now. Sizemore still with a short lead at first base. Kearns takes strike 1. Kearns had a big game for the Tribe last night. 3 for 4. 2 singles, a home run, a stolen base. So good, in fact, that he moves up to the 4th spot. Travis Hafner, the left-handed batter, is on the bench. Peralta moving up in the lineup as well. As a matter of fact, when you look at this Indians team and the lineup that Maniac is running out there tonight, after Johnny Peralta, I mean, you got major league players, but guys that certainly have not put up a whole lot of numbers this year. Mark Grudzielanek, Andy Marte, Matt Laporte, and Lou Marson.
Makes it difficult to be able to find ways to score runs to back up the good pitching they've had so far this year.
They've struggled offensively in general, just a .223 average, but against left-handers, and this is when they've got their starting 9 out there, a somewhat left-handed heavy lineup. They've batted just .188. So Balbuena sits, Branyan sits, and so does Hafner, with Saunders out on the mound. There goes Sizemore. The pitch is fouled off to the right. Sizemore going on first movement. Got a good jump.
Yeah, that's the key. You just got to guess right against a left-handed pitcher. You see right now, as soon as that first movement, he's gone. He's got a good jump. Played with Willie Wilson, who was regarded one of the best base stealers. He hated stealing against left-handed pitchers because he couldn't really get a good feel of when to go on that first movement.
In tight, 2 balls, 2 strikes. At some point, those guys, Willie Wilson and Ricky Henderson and the like, I mean, there were a number of times, even with Ricky going on first move, it didn't matter. It didn't matter who was playing first base. If they pick off over to first, more times than not, Ricky was in at second base.
Plus, they knew exactly where to run inside the bag, make a difficult throw for the first baseman.
check swing. Pitch missed inside apparently. No appeal down at first.
That was a good job by Joe, backing up a fastball inside with another fastball in. Just missed. Pretty close. Could have gone either way.
There goes Sizemore, the 3-2 over to third. Brandon Woods got it. Nice easy inning for Joe Saunders. A walk and a strikeout. 1/2 inning in the books. No score from the Big A with the Angels coming up. Jackie Matsui at DH, Kendra Morales at first, Juan Rivera at left, Howie Kendrick at second, Mike Napoli behind the plate, and Brandon Wood at third base, facing Mitch Talbot. Right-hander's off to a pretty good start in his rookie campaign.
Boy, 2-1 with a great ERA, 2.25. Overpowering fastball, 90 to 95. Very good curveball. A slider, although at times inconsistent, and a pretty good changeup.
Ibar takes strike one. Eric at 260 on the year, a home run, and 4 runs batted in. 2 for 4 night last night, including his first career leadoff home run. On the ground, right to Andy Marte, and there's out number 1. Defensively for the Cleveland Indians, Austin Kearns at left, Brady Sizemore center, Shin Soo Choo at right. On the infield, Johnny Peralta and Asdrubal Cabrera on the left side. You got Mark Grudzielanek and Andy Marte on the right. Lou Marson getting the start behind the plate for Mike Redmond.
Austin Kearns plays an exceptionally shallow left field, but we saw that arm strength he had, and accurate too. Very difficult. I even talked to Dino before the game, Dino Evil. He said it's going to be difficult to take that extra base because he plays shallow with a strong, accurate arm.
Torrey Hunter decided to take that extra base in the 6th inning yesterday. His second double. That was a ball that Luis Valbuena could not handle.
Let's see how shallow. Yep. Amazing. You'll see a center fielder play shallow, but not too often a left fielder.
0-1 to Abreu. Take strike 2. Bobby last night 2 for 4 with a home run, 2 runs batted in. With that first inning single, then had a couple of strikeouts, some questionable calls. He came back, hit the 2-run home run, and drew a walk in his last plate appearance. Little floater out to shadow left center field. Austin Kearns makes the running catch. That ball hung up there. Nice job by Kearns. Talked about how shallow he's playing in left field. That certainly helped in that play.
Well, there's no way if he's playing a normal position in left field, he comes close to this ball. But you see, he got a good jump, playing shallow, came in and make a diving catch. Talbot's happy about that. It didn't bother me when an outfielder plays shallow, because I figured if they're going to square up a baseball against me, it was a good chance it was going out.
This one right back up the middle. Talbot flips it over to Martian, and the standard 1-2-3 put out to end the first. Torrey can't believe it. One complete. We have no score. Backer Talbot throwing the glove up there and knocking it right over to Food Marson. Nice play.
Played a little lacrosse. You say, I didn't do anything wrong?
Joe West got a kick out of it.
That's exactly what you always try. Just throw the glove no matter what when you throw that baseball on the mound, the pitcher.
Like Country Joe. He's so jovial, isn't he?
No question.
Peralta, Grudzielanek, and Marte here in the second inning. I actually saw Country Joe West perform once.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Solid?
I couldn't believe it was Joe West. Got a CD out. The Gold Dust in San Francisco.
Original music, or is it cover music?
You ask as if I have the CD. I'm just aware that he has a CD out. It's not on my top 10 iTunes list, man.
Well, I know you were a connoisseur of music.
Yeah. Maybe throughout the game we could find a CD and play a couple of cuts. As long as it's not the bottom of the seventh and anything that interrupts Buttercup coming back.
I agree. You cannot mess that one up.
Peralta comes in batting 175 with a home run and 5 runs batted in. 2 for 5 night last night. We also had 3 strikeouts. This one lined into left center field, a base hit. Torrey, a long run over to try to cut it off. Doesn't matter because Peralta's going to be in at second with a double. So Peralta came in scuffling. All of a sudden looking like he's starting to swing the bat a little bit better.
Well, when you come in at 344 career against a ball club, you can see why with those approaches at the plate. The pitch down, but it was in the inner half. Look at the good part of the bat on it. In the left center field for a leadoff double, which is always a difficult task when you're a pitcher, leadoff double. And all of a sudden, the other club has so many options. Bunt, hit the ball to the right side.
Grudzielanek takes the strike. Grudzielanek pinch hit last night, went 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 39-year-old who's been around Major League Baseball a long time, coming up with the Expos. Saunders quickly ahead, no balls, 2 strikes.
That's a real good changeup. He's been working ahead so far. Last game out against the Tigers, different story. More consistent, good velocity on the fastball too so far for Joe Saunders.
Got good career numbers against the Cleveland Indians, 2-0 and a 248 earning. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He had a strikeout and a walk in that first inning. Called strike 3. Down goes Grudzielanek. There's out number 1.
Tell you what, that was a real good sequence of pitches for Joe Saunders. The first pitch, fastball in. Why he does that? That keeps Grudzielanek from trying to hit the ball to the right side. Then a couple of change-ups. Very difficult to keep your hands back and go to the right side to advance the base runner. Then some cheese on the inside corner to get the punch out.
You take a fastball right down the middle like that, and it tips you off immediately that he was looking for something off speed away from him, trying to hit to the right side or try to move the runner over. Andy Marte steps to the plate now, first baseman. 188 average. A home run, 4 runs batted in. Indians waiting for Marte to arrive at the major league level. He's put up numbers down in the minor leagues, but it's never translated. They thought that he would be the heir apparent at third base, but Casey Blake was shipped off to the Dodgers, but certainly has not worked out that way. Marte got traded twice one offseason, going from Atlanta to Boston in exchange for Edgar Renteria, and coming over to Cleveland as part of that Coco Crisp deal. That's down low. 3 balls and no strikes. He's got some power, Marte does. 131 minor league home runs. Hit 18 last year in the minor leagues. Takes down low, and that's a walk. So 2 men on, 1 out for Matt Laporta. Hey, fans, prepare for a new look and style as the Angels are giving away another unique hat. On Tuesday, May 11th, all fans in attendance will receive a free Angels bucket hat courtesy of Claim Jumper Restaurants. Great seats are still available for this game. It can be purchased at angelsbaseball.com or the Angels Stadium ticket window.
It's a nice looking hat. Might do that on the road trip. Somehow get an advanced copy of it for you, Victor. It'd be a nice looking walk around Boston with that hat, don't you think?
Absolutely. Blend right in.
They love the Angels up there in Boston.
Laporta fouling off the first pitch. Very, very reminiscent of the old Boston Bean Eaters hats in the late 1800s.
Well, you should know. You probably saw a few games back in the day, don't you think?
Kept score. He's the official scorekeeper. Laporta serving as the DH tonight, a 192 average. And 1 RBI. This one on the ground on the right side, base hit. Peralta's going to be stopped at third as Abreu's throw comes into the middle part of the diamond. And so they are loaded up now for Lou Marson, the catcher.
Good job by Bobby charging that baseball. To keep the runner at third base, still setting up a double play situation, get through the inning.
That being said, and having watched Steve Smith coach third base, who's typically aggressive, much like Dino Ebel is, you surprised that he kept him there with the light hitting Lou Marson coming up, and the way that ball was hit, it wasn't hit that hard out to right field.
Great point, especially when you have the number 9 guy coming up, a situation where you can get a double play against him. Generally, you're going to be aggressive, especially with 1 out. Maybe no outs, you don't take that chance, but 1 you do.
Marson went around on the breaking pitch, and it's 0-1. The Indians catcher with an 088 average. Saunders again getting ahead of hitters. 8 of the first 9 that he has faced at first pitch strike. Angels defensively looking for that double play ball. Larson, one of the players that came over from Philadelphia, that Cliff Lee deal. Actually, Cliff Lee and Ben Francisco. People tend to forget Ben Francisco's in that deal. Carlos Carrasco, Lou Marson. The two main pieces coming back to Cleveland. There's a strike. 1-2. Jason Donald and Jason Knapp, the other two.
San Francisco, pretty good outfield, though. Good arm. That point gave the Phillies another look with all the lefties they have in their lineup.
It's a good fourth outfielder in Philadelphia. The 1-2 pitch. Down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Saunders threw 21 pitches in the first inning. He's at 40 now.
You like what you're looking at. I think when you look at Joe Saunders, too, you want to see him back to his old self as far as pace. A little bit more deliberate now than normal.
An emergency hack that almost decapitates a couple of his teammates at first base dugout. Those fans in the front row behind the dugout thankful that ball hit the facade and ricocheted out to shallow right. Count still at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jammed him right back to Saunders. A 1-2. He's running inside the line. He should have been out anyways. There's out number 3. The 1-2-3 double play. Joe Saunders gets out of it. Middle of the second. We have no score from the Big A. Putouts.
Not too often at all, but only you could find that out for us, Victor. Good job.
I think Norm is going to get on the phone and talk to Stats Inc. See how many times that has happened throughout the history of baseball. We'll see Norm back in the 9th inning. Good luck, Norm. Matsui Morales Rivera here against Mitch Talbot, 26-year-old right-hander. Got a 1-2-3 first inning. Matsui at 291, 4 home runs, 12 runs batted in. 1 for 4 night last night, including career hit number 1,000 in the big leagues. This one on the ground to first. Marte's got it. He's out number 1.
Certainly advantage for Talbot early on. Nobody on the Angels had seen him before in a regular season game. Advantage pitcher in that spot. It's always one time through the lineup before you gauge exactly what his out pitch is, his routine. We fall into certain patterns. Young pitchers generally will fall into a pattern. First pitch fastball, second pitch curveball, things like that. So it's going to be up to the guys on the bench and in the on-deck circle to figure this youngster out.
Utah native has been traded twice already in his career. Former second-round pick by the Astros in 2002. And went to the Tampa Bay Rays along with Ben Zobrist. Yeah, Zorilla.
Zorilla?
As part of the Aubrey Huff deal. And then the Rays trading him to Cleveland in exchange for Kelly Shopik, the catcher. Morales breaks his bat, rolling it over to Grudzielanek, and he's out number 2. Talbot has faced 5 batters. He's retired all 5. Limited time in the big leagues. He had 3 games, 1 start back in 2008 with the Rays. No record. ERA slightly over 11.
Certainly not wasting a lot of pitches to get these outs. Only 11 pitches so far in this game. 5 outs.
Juan takes a strike. Juan batting .254 with that 2 for 4 night last night. Picked up his 4th double as well. You know, it reminds me a little bit of Scott Baker. The Twins right-hander.
Yeah, good solid mechanics, good balance over the pitching rubber. Strike thrower. Good poise and balance right there over the pitching rubber.
A little jam shot right to Andy Marte. And Mitch Talbot has retired the first 6 batters he has faced. 2 complete for the Big A. We are scoreless. To Mitch Talbot. He's thrown 14 pitches. Joe Saunders thrown 42. Top of the order, and as Drupal Cabrera. Big curveball drops in for a strike. There you have it. 14 thrown by Talbot, 10 strikes.
Get 6 outs with 14 pitches. It took me now to get 1 out.
Cabrera grounded out to second base in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Joe has a couple of strikeouts and 2 walks issued. You get that big double play off the bat of Lou Marson, which goes back to that whole situation about holding up Johnny Peralta. That base hit by Matt Laporta. The Indians' third base coach, Steve Smith. Which, of course, the Angels say a hearty thank you to you, sir. 2-2. Down low, full count.
When you look at Joe Saunders, that stuff he has. Good fastball. We saw the velocity at 92 today. Sinking action on the 87-mile-an-hour fastball. Change-up curve. But you're looking on and saying, why has it been inconsistent?
That one ripped fair down into the corner. Cabrera heading to second with a double. Second consecutive inning in which the Indians have gotten a leadoff double. We'll bring up Grady Sizemore. Drew a walk.
3-2 count once again. Fastball. The cut for Joe Saunders. He wanted that ball in the outside corner. The elbow just dropped enough. We have cutting action instead of sinking action off the outside part of the plate. Bunt situation now for Grady Sizemore. A guy that has power, but also is a guy that can bring the ball with him, drag it down the first baseline.
Kendry's playing deep at first base. Wood is in at third. Take a strike. Well, you'd think if, as consistent as he has been through the first 10 batters, now 11 batters with that first pitch strike, being able to carry that through, not waste the pitches, if you will, getting into deep counts, or at least in hitters' counts.
You hear that old adage, trying to be too perfect. If you're ahead of the count, you don't have to be necessarily as perfect. You hit the corner, just maybe a baseball off the corner, but you don't go way out of there where you're not going to get a batter to swing at that pitch. And before long, you're back to a 3-2 count, and you're forced into a fastball count.
Oh, 2 pitch. He wanted to offer at it. He did not, says Paul Schreiber, the third base umpire. Sizemore with the elbow problems and the groin issue last year took away from his ability to drive the ball. Still ended up with 18 home runs. Batted .228. Two balls, 2 strikes. As a hitter, you feel like, all right, the advantage is back to you. Go from 0-2 to 2-2.
The more pitches you see, the better chance you are that the pitcher will make a mistake against you.
He pops this one up. Juan Rivera is there. He's out number 1. So Sizemore unable to advance Cabrera from second base. Joe makes a quality pitch, gets the first down of the third, and that'll bring up Shin-Soo Choo.
Because when you look at Joe Saunders, he's not your typical lefty. A lot of times you think of a crafty lefty. Joe Saunders can elevate the fastball 92, 93. A good sinking fastball backs up with a very good changeup, a curveball, and a slider. So he's got quality pitches. Mike Butcher just wants to see him be more aggressive in his own pitching, side more effectively. If he does that, he's going to win one of his patent roles once again.
Chu swings at the first pitch, comes up empty, and it's no balls in his strike. Indians right fielder 0 for 1. He was a strikeout victim in the first. A little jelly leg action by Shin-Soo Choo. That tells you the breaking ball is there. It's no balls, 2 strikes.
Right on top of that pitch. A lot of first pitch strikes, 11 of 12 batters. When you look up, all of a sudden there end up being 3-2 counts. A lot of pitches for Joe early on.
Breaking ball hitting to right field, base hit. Abreu's going to play this on a hop. Being waved around is Cabrera. The throw home is not in time, and it was so high it sailed over the head of Kendra Morales, and that allows Chu to head into second base. It is a 1-0 Cleveland lead.
And exact point, the throw was too high in there for Bobby Abreu. Kenny was there to cut it off possibly. Chu was going to stop at first, set up a double play. Instead, he's in scoring position. Curveball that was hanging over the middle part of the plate. You see, when Bobby threw that ball, he had a stiff front leg and didn't allow his shoulder to get over in good throwing position.
Chu picks up his 14th RBI, of course, the team leader. Cleveland's ball club. He's at second now for Austin Kearns, the left fielder who grounded out to Brandon Wood and the first. And yet another first pitch strike. Indians with 4 hits in this one. They had 2 in the second, 2 now here in the third. Indians rolling in with an 8-11 record. A lot of road games too already for Cleveland. 13. This is their 14th out on the road. 4-9 coming into tonight. Angels on a little 2-game winning streak with an 11-10 record. With that slow start, that first week of the season here at home, 2-5 record to start. They've chipped away. And just now a game under 500 here at the Big A. 7-8.
And no panic for Mike Scioscia. You can tell with that even keel.
That one lined into center field. That's a base hit. And that'll score Chu. Corey cuts it off. Kearns is trying for second base. The throw is on the shortstop side, and Kearns is in with a double. 2-0 Cleveland.
Another pitch out over the plate for Austin Kearns, who continues to swing the bat well here in the series. It's that fastball. What Joe is doing so far, when you try to throw that fastball on the outside corner, you want to stay on top. Your wrist pronates so it goes away from the outside corner. Instead, he's cutting his wrist, and it's going to the middle part of the plate.
With the swings you've seen tonight, some of the contact, loud contact that we've seen here in this third inning, with the 2 runs coming across, do you worry that the secondary pitch is not necessarily there? He's not giving hitters something else to think about as opposed to just sitting on that dead red fastball.
Looking out over the plate, you're right. Secondary pitches aren't necessarily being in the dirt area when you're ahead of the count, and or establishing that fastball inside off the plate to keep them honest.
There's a breaking ball that misses down and in. It's 1 ball, no strikes on Johnny Peralta, who doubled in the second and was stranded. And Marson rolled into that double play. That one hit into left field, hit well. Rivera comes up with it, and stopping at third base is Kearns. So runners at the corners now with 1 away, and Mark Grudzolana coming up.
Well, Peralta just continues to swing the bat well against the Angels. He's probably the guy that when they went through the meeting said, hey, he's in a situation where he can hurt us. Don't give him anything to hit. Even though he was coming in hitting at 100. Difficult to get him out.
2 for 2 already tonight. Brings up Grudzolana, who was a strikeout victim in the second. And now it's up to Joe to kind of limit this damage, keep it at a 2-0 deficit. See if Grudzolana can be induced into a double play ball. On the ground to third. Wood over to Kendrick, over to Morales. And that's how you do it. You ride it up in the dirt like that, and you just make sure that the execution is there. 2 runs in for Cleveland. They strike first. Middle of the third. Tribes up 2-0. Top of the inning. Here in the bottom of the third, it'll be Kendrick, Napoli, and Wood. It's Mitch Talbot, who's just thrown his 15th pitch of the night. 6 up and 6 down. Howie's batting average after last night's 2-for-4 performance at 300. 9 runs batted in. Talbot has made it look easy thus far. No strikeouts, no walks. Pitching to contact. A couple of broken bats already. It's 2 balls and a strike. And he is coming off a start in which he limited the Minnesota Twins and their offense to just 2 hits in 6 innings. We have the second win of the year.
Ground ball pitcher, 5 ground ball outs so far.
On the ground towards short. Cabrera comes charging in. Nice transfer. And there's out number 1.
Another ground ball out. A weak ground ball too. Short. Cabrera coming in. Nice play. On the run makes a strong throw with Howie running down the line. Again, big time advantage for a pitcher when the hitters have not seen you before. No book on you at all.
Cabrera, of course, the converted second baseman, with Peralta moving over to third. Here's Mike Napoli. 171 batting average. 2 runs batted in. He had a hit last night as well. As a matter of fact, every Angel starter last night had a hit, with the exception of Kendra Morales. We're going 0 for 4. A 1 ball, 1 strike count. Napoli ripping one to left field. Sinking liner Austin Kearns got a good jump on it. Makes the grab for out number 2. Hey folks, want to see your favorite Angels play in the 2010 All-Star Game here at the Big A? Then log on to angelsbaseball.com today to cast your vote for Torrey Hunter, Bobby Abreu, Hideki Matsui, and the rest of your favorite Angels. Select the starting lineup for the 2010 All-Star Game and be part of one of the greatest traditions in Major League Baseball. 2 very quick outs for Talbot. Here comes Brandon Wood.
So far, playing that shallow left field has paid off for Austin Kearns. That looked like that had a chance to be a hit also. And Mike Napoli playing shallow makes the play.
Outside, it's 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, last inning I mentioned that Talbot reminds me a little bit of Scott Baker. I'll go back a little bit further. A little Brad Radke to him, too.
What about that changeup Brad Radke had? Did a tremendous job pitching all those years in that Metrodome, Minnesota.
One-two pitch to Brandon. Upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brandon, of course, coming off that 3-hit game last night. His 3rd 3-hit game of his career. Raising his batting average to 158. Two. That is ripped to left field. Base hit. First hit of the night for the Angels comes off the bat of Brandon Wood. A 2-out knock here in the third, and it brings up Eric Ibar.
Answer too for Brandon Wood, a fastball inside part. Bat head out quickly. Much quieter approach. Allowing the baseball to come to him and getting hit the ball hard through the hole so far now. Brandon Wood getting a little more confident at the plate.
And if you weren't with us during our pregame show on Prime Ticket, great interview with Brandon Wood and talking about getting to second base in that Yankee series and having Derek Jeter come up to him as play had stopped and saying, "Hey man, don't worry about that. Not too long ago, I was hitting 180 and I finally figured it out. So take your time. Don't try to press." And those are the little things, especially, Torrey obviously has been in Brandon's ear from spring training into the regular season. But when you hear it from a guy like Derek Jeter, Derek didn't have to go over there and say anything to him. It's a good thing for veteran players to do throughout baseball.
And the key for a young player is to take that information and utilize it in the right way.
Eric pulling one past Marte into right field, a base hit. Rounding second, heading to third is Brandon Wood. Shoe's got a terrific arm, but that is cut off by Cabrera. Little two-out rally for the Angels here in the third. Runners at first and third base, 2 outs, and now Bobby Abreu getting a shot at it.
Ibar's second time around seeing Talbot hits a base hit. Okay, you see here, quick hands, inner half for Brandon Wood. And then you see a base run right here going first and third, the trademark of a Mike Sosa type team. Boy, these two have some kind of arm.
Absolutely. Bobby steps in, hit a fly ball left in the first inning. A little sinking liner that Austin Kearns made a terrific diving catch on. Bobby tied for second and runs batted in on this ball club with Hideki Matsui, 12. Took a strike on the first pitch. Kenji Morales, the team leader, with 16 RBIs. What'd you like to see, too, especially after you get a guy on the mound having retired 8 straight, looking very comfortable from the full windup, make him work from the stretch a little bit. That is ripped into right field, a base hit. Brandon Wood will score. Ibar will keep going to third. The throw from Chu hits Ibar. Abreu stays at first base. Angels on the board. They trail it 2-1.
Boy, the interesting thing, Vito Eagles holding up Eric Ibar from the get-go. If that ball doesn't hit Eric in the back, he's out by a lot at third base. Especially with Torrey Hunter coming up. But it worked out in their advantage, the Angels there. But Bobby Abreu, once again, another base hit. Close to the plate. Ibar, Dino with his hands up right away. You can see right there. Holding up Eric Ibar before he even gets to the base at second base. But Ibar aggressive. Fortunately hits him in the back.
Dino realizing, too, that Ibar had to hesitate and almost jump over the ball hit by Abreu. That lost a couple of steps as well before he broke towards second as Torrey takes strike one. Here's Ibar having to jump up. So right there, you've already limited yourself as to how far you can go, and that's probably one of the reasons. That coupled with Chu's terrific arm in right field, while Dino had the stop sign up.
And an accurate arm, too. Not only the arm strength, he charges the ball well also.
3 straight hits for the Angels. Torrey Hunter grounded out in the first inning. Deal 1. Outside. Nice job by Marson.
You made the point a couple batters ago when a pitcher is comfortable in the full windup, and all of a sudden he goes in that stretch position, you lose a little bit of velocity on the fastball. And a couple of these fastballs that Talbot has thrown so far out of the stretch have flattened out, and that's why he sees some good hits against them.
Bobby is back. Both Indians catchers, both Lou Marson to start it tonight. Mike Redmond had struggled as far as throwing base runners out, so would not surprise me to see Bobby running at some point. He's got 3 stolen bases on the year. He's been caught twice, and he's got a pretty good lead now. Outside, 2 balls and a strike.
Talbot pretty quick to the plate. Timed about 1-2-2 to 1-3, which gives his catcher a much better chance before on a would-be base stealer. Uses that slide step.
Two-1 off the end of the bat, foul. Ibar at third base, Abreu over at first. 2 outs here in the third inning. And what seemed like it was going to be just another 1-2-3 frame before Brandon Wood got that 2-out base hit. It's awfully close to being a balk because of where he stepped.
Very close.
Just like left-handers have that 45-degree angle to first base. Watch that lead leg. That could easily be called a balk.
Very easily. So Bobby was looking at his back leg to see if he was going to make that type of move. It was close to being a balk. I was wondering why that's not deceiving the base runner there, which is supposed to be a balk.
In tight, full count now, and Abreu will be off of the pitch with 2 outs. Talbot with his first 3-ball count on the night. The Indians with 2 runs at the top of the third. The Angels have answered with 1 thus far, looking for more. Marte plays behind Abreu at first now. 3-2, foul back.
Well, that pitch right there thrown again, that might not get that ball back. That might be a 3-run home run. That was a bad hanging slider. Got away with it.
There goes Abreu. 3-2 is popped up shallow center field. Gridzelanic is out there. They'll make the catch for the 3rd out. But the Angels get on the board. A run on 3 straight hits. They leave 2 on. 3 complete. Indians up 2-1. Victor Rojas along with Mark Kubica. Glad you could join us once again for Angels baseball. Halos trying to make it 3 in a row. Brandon Wood getting that rally going in that 3rd inning. Angels pushing a run across their first of this game, down 2-1. And Joe Saunders see if he can respond with the bottom 3rd of the Indians order up. Marte, Laporta, and Marson. Scheduled 3 batters. Marte drew a walk in the 2nd inning, so no official at bat for him. One of 2 walks issued by Saunders to go with the 2 punch outs.
Boy, Joe Saunders right now has got to go out there and throw up a 0. Saw the offense respond. A 2-1 game. You want to get him back hitting again.
Marte lining one to left field, a leadoff single. 3 straight innings now. The leadoff man has been on board. And I was going to ask, as Talbot had retired Napoli on that fly ball to left field, thinking to myself after that long and prolonged 3rd inning that Saunders had, how much does that hurt a starting pitcher to have to go right back out there? Now, conversely, he sits for a little while longer with the little rally with 2 outs, trying to get back on track. Does it affect him either way?
Well, I think in both cases, when you think of it as a pitcher, if you have some offense going on your side, you think, okay, now I got to go out there and put up a 0. But if you're Joe Saunders, the offense responder for you, you got to think, okay, now the pressure's back on Mitch Talbot on the other side. So I got to go out and get ahead, finish him off this time, and not let him back into the counts. Joe's done a nice job as far as throwing first pitch for a strike for the most part, but it's the pitches after that that's hurt him.
In this inning, however, the first two batters he has faced have fallen behind at 2 balls and no strikes. Laporta had a single to right field in the second inning, so he's 0 for 1. 1 for 1, pardon me. 7 hits for Cleveland thus far. He went around, it looks like. He did. Joe West with the ring up. Rob Drake calling the balls and strikes. Strike 2.
Being kind there, but I'm pretty sure Laporta was looking for something different.
You think? What gave that away?
Possibly his swing. Maybe the approach. He's definitely looking fastball. Got a changeup.
Highly talented prospect, formerly of the Brewers organization. 2-2. This one lofted foul down the right field line. Abreu will not have enough room. Laporta coming over to Cleveland as part of that CC Sabathia deal. That's been tough for Cleveland Indians fans. You think about some of the good teams that they had, getting late into the postseason, gets the Boston Red Sox and losing that series. And all of a sudden having to ship off CC Sabathia one season. The next season, Cliff Lee is gone.
Seeing both those guys get locked up in Game 1 of the World Series last year.
Indians announcing in spring training that Mark Shapiro, the general manager, would be moving up in the front office. Chris Antonetti, the assistant GM, will take over the duties. It's coming off season as Florida hits that one off the end of the bat.
Well, Mark Shapiro's had a difficult tenure as a GM for the Tribe. Many trades in which he didn't want to make, but because of salary issues, there's some very good players away.
2-2. Laporta lines one into center field, a base hit. Back-to-back hits to start this fourth inning. Here comes the catcher, Lou Marson. Remember that first trade he had to make right after taking over for John Hart. Jim told me.
These are popular players, and even Indian fans over the years, some lean times up until the 90s.
Marson showing bunt, takes inside for ball 1.
And you see that movement on the fastball there for Joe Saunders. It's really been an issue for him, cutting across his body with the throwing motion of the fastball. The changeup's been pretty good for him. A lot of running action. You want to stay on top, have your hand go out over your front leg to be able to make sure you have downward action on the pitch.
Bunted out in front of the mound. A little miscommunication there, but it doesn't matter. Saunders takes charge. Sack bunt works as Marte moves to third and Laporta now to second. On the top of the order, and as Drupal Cabrera will step up. Early on in this ball game, we were talking about how many men were left on base in last night's game and how difficult it was for both teams to bring guys home. Cleveland tonight already 4 for 8 with men in scoring position. Snap throw to third base, a little bit high. Back in is Marte.
Indians with the infield back here in the fourth inning with 1 out. They believe the way they had their much more consistent approach last inning, they have a better chance of scoring some runs. At this point, they will give up a run with a ground ball up the middle area for an out.
Cabrera's grounded out and doubled. Like Socha looking on. As Joe has thrown 76 pitches, 45 for strikes. Left-hand hitting Grady Sizemore on deck. Two one. There's a strike. Good fastball, too. Some life to it.
Good mechanics on that one, too. Stayed up the shoulder, finished out front.
This one is ripped foul. Very reminiscent to the double that Cabrera had down that third base line in the third inning. Saunders stepping off and wanting Mike to run through the signs again. Indians with 2 runs in the third inning, threatening for more here in the fourth. Now Cabrera calls time and doesn't get it. Takes the pitch inside. And that's ball 3, Mr. Cabrera. Is that ball 4? No, that's ball 3.
Ball 3.
Yeah.
You're trying to say he was hit with the pitch?
It was a 2-ball, 2-strike count. And Saunders had already started his windup, so Rob Drake did not grant timeout.
Well, when the pitcher's in the middle of his motion, how can you call timeout? Timeout was called by, well, at least attempted to, by Cabrera very late.
Well, it's not automatic either. 3-2. And there's ball 4. Mike Butcher will come jogging out.
Grady, very difficult to double up. We saw that last night. A lot of times the pitcher coach will come out and say, hey, listen, let's just get that first pitch over. Let's see if we can get a ground ball at somebody. Positive thought given to you.
Matt Palmer looks like he's starting to stretch and get ready to play some catch. It was Palmer who relieved Saunders in that start against the Tigers. He did a terrific job. Well, here's Sizemore with the bases loaded. The first pitch. He swings and lines one over to second base. They go to second. They double him up. That's how easy it is. This game is so simple. Load them up, double them up. Middle of the fourth. Drives up 2-1. Morales got his groove on, so did Bobby Abreu. Brandon Wood.
Pretty intense series.
Absolutely.
7 batters hit during that course of that 3-game series also.
Returning the favor after the Angels dropped 2 of 3 at the Bronx. And just 2 more games left against the Yankees this year. Those will be played in New York. 2-1 Indians here in the bottom of the 4th. Hideki Matsui takes a changeup down low for ball 1. Matsui, Morales, and Rivera here against Mitch Talbot. No walks, no strikeouts. He's allowed 3 hits, all 3 coming in the 3rd inning. Hideki 0 for 1 with a ground out to first. Had a big day. He actually had his first trip to Disneyland. How about that?
That's awesome. Love going to Disneyland. Kids love it.
Takes outside. It's 3 balls and no strikes. On a 4-pitch walk. Leadoff man on for the Angels.
Different second time through the lineup for Mitch so far. Not attacking that strike zone, took a few more pitches out of the strike zone. Yeah, if you've been successful pitching away, you just got to stay that way until the hitters make adjustments on you. You get a lot of ground ball outs early.
Morales 0 for 1 with a ground ball to second. And a fastball is taken up high. Looks like Talbot wants a new baseball. Talbot doesn't even throw the ball back home. He just tosses it to the ball boy by the Angels dugout. I like that. Doesn't like the baseball. Let's get it out. (1-0). Almost hitting 2 balls and no strikes, and all of a sudden 6 wide ones now for Mitch Talbot.
Well, you remember Bruce Kieser, former pitcher with the Red Sox, the Angels, the Pirates, my pitching coach with the Royals. He said a lot of times when you're in a pressure-packed situation, you're on the mound, you pretend like you want to change baseballs, you loft it up there high to be able to change the eye level of the hitter, and then get right back on the mound and throw a fastball down in the zone, you get an easy out. Believe me, I tried it one time too, and it actually worked.
Did it?
Just a little tricks you try to figure out during the course of the game in pressure situations. That's why you see good hitters will never look at the ball coming through from a pitcher back to the umpire there.
Interesting. 2-0. Morales takes the strikes, 2-1. So then, what effect does it have, Talbot throwing it over to the dugout side?
He's going to get the ball boy out if he ever comes up the bat.
Absolutely. That's some serious insight.
Yep.
Here's a 2-1. Kendry pulls one over to first. Marte bobbles it. Talbot is there covering at first base, so Matsui reaches at second. Morales retired 3-1 for round number 1.
So I'm going to make you aware of that now. Good hitters will never track the baseball up from the pitcher when he doesn't want the baseball anymore. You'll see that.
Will you illustrate that for us?
Yes.
Juan Rivera comes up with the potential tying run at second base. Juan lined out to the first baseman Marte in the second, so he's 0 for 1. The Indians having out-hit the Angels 8-3 thus far. Angels hoping that quietly Juan Rivera is starting to find his groove offensively. The 2 for 4 night last night against the Tribe. Takes the breaking ball for strike 2.
And Matsui trying to get a big secondary lead from second base because the base hitting the outfield with these arms. Even the outfielders will be very difficult to be able to score on a base hit.
Austin Kearns in left, Grady Sizemore in center, and Shin-Soo Choo out in right, all possessing terrific arms, with Choo probably the best of all three. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Down goes Rivera. And Juan doesn't like the call with Rod Drake. And there are 2 outs.
He had a pretty good spot. Oh, the backup slider, about belt high. I think he got the corner.
So Howie Kendrick steps in. Matsui still at second. Howie's 0 for 1 with a ground ball to short. Swinging first pitch, fouling this one off the screen in front of the Angel dugout. No balls in the strike. One of the few straight changeups we've seen from Talbot this far.
Good arm motion with that pitch at 79 miles an hour. Selling as a pitcher as if it's a fastball. You see Howie out in front. Thought the same thing, but the speed. Big difference.
Oh, 2 from Talbot. Breaking ball, shot into right field off the glove of Marte, a base hit. Hideki Matsui being waved home. The throw from Shin-Soo Choo is in time, and Matsui is gunned down for the 3rd out. Terrific arm, terrific throw, and accurate by Shin-Soo Choo. Ends the threat for the Halos. We are through 4 innings here at the Big A. And it's still a 2-1 lead, courtesy of that guy.
Boy, he charges so well. Accurate throw right on the money. Gets Matsui at the plate.
A score of 2-1, and more times than not, a guy makes a terrific play. Defensively, he comes to the plate. Leading things off, Shin-Soo Choo. What a terrific arm.
Not only the good, strong, accurate arm, but the way he charged the baseball, too. Got himself in perfect throwing position.
Choo in this one, 1 for 2, had an RBI single in the 3rd inning. Dino Evil waited to the last moment to wave home Hideki Matsui to see if there's any bobble whatsoever, but he got to that ball quickly and got rid of it. Strike 2 on the outside corner, or strike 1, partner.
There you see Dino going down the line, waving him home. The right decision, especially with 2 outs in that spot. It takes a perfect throw to be able to get Matsui. We talked about that need for that secondary lead.
Morales has got this one. He's got good speed. Saunders covering. They get the out.
The difficult thing for a left-handed pitcher, you fall towards third base. Then he makes that play. Joe has to fly over there to be able to get Hugh at first base. You work on that all spring training long to be in position. If you feel anything on that side of the infield, you got to go as hard as you can to first base. It's a more difficult play for a left-handed pitcher than, say, a right-handed pitcher.
Austin Kearns launching one out to straightaway center field. Torrey Hunter at the track. Can't get it. Solo home run. It is 3-1 Cleveland.
Austin Kearns continues to swing the bat exceptionally well against the Angels. First pitch swinging. Changeup. Quite get down in the strike zone.
Second home run in as many nights for Austin Kearns. He has 2 on the season, a 2-hit night tonight. He had 3 knocks in last night's game as Peralta rips one foul. And it is 1 ball, 1 strike. Peralta's 2 for 2, double and a single. Saunders has worked his way out of some situations early in this game, the last 3 innings, having to rely on the double play ball to get out of the damage. There's Matt Palmer up again. '92nd pitch on the night is outside. 4th walk issued now by Saunders. Mark Ruzzolani can step to the plate. Well, Saunders was quoted the last time out when he got taken out in that 3rd inning. Just like any starting pitcher, you dig yourself into a hole. You want the opportunity to at least try to battle through and save the bullpen of some arms, some innings, and keep your team in the game. Didn't get a chance to do that. Mike letting him do that because of being able to get that double play ball over the last 3 innings.
The thing about Joe Saunders, even though if he doesn't have good command necessarily, he will stay within his proper mechanics as far as emotionally on the mound. Doesn't get rattled. Has that ability to still get a double play. But the thing you want to see that, Joe, is a little more strikes. 4 walks again tonight. They're too good of stuff.
Here's the 0-1. Late swing. That's rolled foul just in front of Sandy Alomar Jr., the Indians' first base coach. Slightly taller than his dad. By about 1.5 feet.
Very good career.
One ball and 2 strikes.
Still not a lot of fun to face him in the number 9 spot in the lineup. 6'5", about 25 home runs for you a year. That was a scary lineup, those Indian lineups in the 90s.
Ruzzolani extending Joe Saunders here. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Indian second baseman 0 for 2. He struck out looking at a second, rolled into a 5-4-3 double play to end the 3rd. Two and 2. And the only odd swings we have seen really were the ones that Matt Laporta had. The pitches on the outside part of the plate. Other than that, we haven't seen too many guys chasing that breaking ball in the dirt. Here's Zelanik out to center field, putting a charge into this one. Torrey Hunter is back there, makes the catch. Now he's out number 2. Scampering back to first is Johnny Peralta.
That's a huge play for the Angels and Joe Saunders. Look at the right guy, a guy with 9 gold gloves in center field. He was playing shallow. He'd go a long way. See how far he had to go to make that play. Zelanik centered that out perfectly. Torrey covering a lot of ground.
So 2 outs, 1 run in, 3-1 Cleveland. Andy Marte steps up. A walk and a single for the Indians' first baseman. Indians with 3 runs on 9 hits. They've stranded 6. One-zero pitch. There's a strike.
Austin Kearns, well, he's seen the ball so well these first 2 games. Healthy so far this year for the Tribe. It's been an issue for him.
It's thumb surgery. Shut him down towards the end of last year at the Washington Nationals. Now Mike wants to go out and have a conversation with Saunders with a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Andy Marte. This 3-game set and the 10-game homestand ends tomorrow afternoon, late afternoon. It's a 4 o'clock start here at the Big A between the Angels and the Indians. The Halos have the off day on Thursday. It's a travel day. They start a 10-game road trip. Tigers for 3, Boston for 4, Seattle for 3. Check swing, and this one's a foul ball. Look at that schedule.
Here are a few ex-teammates, Boston John Lackey, and then up to Seattle with Sean Figgins. Figgins is struggling out of the box for the Seattle Mariners.
A lot of the Mariners, though. 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oakland still in first place in the West, although they got some bad news with Brett Anderson, their starter, going on the disabled list. Joe very deliberate now, having thrown 102 pitches. The 2-2, full count. But the right-hander Laporta on deck, so this may be Saunders' last batter, with Palmer ready to go out in the bullpen.
Certainly, even if he gets through this inning, will probably be it for Joe. 5 innings.
There goes the runner. The pitch is cut on and rolled over to third. Nice play by Brandon Wood to his left, and digging it out is Kendrick Morales. 1 run in for Cleveland on the Austin Kearns home run. Tribe is up 3-1. Napoli will lead things off here for the Angels in the 5th against Mitch Talbot. Joe Saunders, 5 innings, 3 runs, all earned on 9 hits, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. We assume he may be done, but we're not absolutely sure. Matt Palmer is ready to go.
He's fighting command of that fastball again. But giving the team a chance to win, that's not the Joe Saunders we normally would see.
Napoli rolling one over to third. Well, high throw. Napoli is tagged out by Marte, and there's out number 1. So 1 out brings up Brandon Wood. Here's a look at that play that he made to end the top of the 5th inning.
Ball was hit hard, too. Almost by him. But then, good pick over there by Kendrick Morales, a short hop. Brandon can keep that hot streak going.
Had a single and a run scored in the 3rd. There's Kendrick Morales with Meiser. What a boost it would be for the offense. With Brandon Wood going toward the bottom of that lineup. The same goes for Mike Napoli. Obviously, not getting the chance to catch every single day. To get him going offensively as well. Changeup is in there.
I think when you got to look for with Mike Napoli is when he starts to hit the ball to right center field with authority. Doubles, home runs that way. That's when he gets on one of his patented hot streaks. Just rolled over that ground ball there to third base. Just stay back, trust his hands, inside out some swings.
Two count now on Brandon. Talbot's thrown just 59 pitches in this game. 1 strikeout, 1 walk. And it's a full count. It says a lot for the Tampa Bay Rays to sit there and be able to trade a guy like Talbot. Foul ball. I figured to throw the hand up there and make sure it's the glove hand.
Yes.
Jammed it.
They never throw that pitching hand up there, even on a chopper. Everybody knows we go with the left hand to make the play. Great job last night. Great changeup once again. Good curveball also for him.
Another 3-2 and out to right field. Choose there. 2 away. Top of the order now, and Eric Ibar stepping up.
Brandon had a pretty good at bat there. Had a pitch to drive too, and knew it. Was upset with himself. That's what Mickey Hatcher had said that he wants to see that out of Brandon Wood every once in a while. You show some emotion when you have a chance to drive a ball and you miss it. You're upset with yourself when you have that opportunity to drive the ball, maybe a gapper, possible home run.
Ibar singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Angels with a 2-out rally in that 3rd inning, getting 1 run and leaving a couple of guys left on base. Tempos have been completely different between 2 guys, Talbot and Joe Saunders. Joe's been a little deliberate in trying to find the mechanics, find the release point to get him to throw more strikes. Talbot doesn't waste a whole lot of time. His eyeball lines one out to Chu, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. 3rd time tonight that Talbot has retired the Angels in order. 5 in the books, 3-1, Cleveland Indians. out right here on my 13.
Is the Undertaker still there?
What does that mean?
I don't know. He was on SmackDown in the draft. I'm on edge.
You're on edge for a number of reasons other than the WWE SmackDown. You saw the numbers for Joe Saunders. Matt Palmer takes over. 0-1 record, a 3.29 ERA. Facing 8-9-1, Laporta, Marson, and Cabrera. I think that SmackDown raid will get the Angels going.
There's no doubt about it.
Laporta driving one out to left field. Juan Rivera makes the catch. Here's out number one. Laporta had been 2 for 2 prior to that AB. Now 2 for 3. A couple of singles. Up steps Lou Marson.
Laporta loves that fastball. Another fastball out over the plate. Or just miss hitting that one out.
Matt Palmer, go back to that game on the 22nd last Thursday against the Tigers. Relieved Joe Saunders in that third inning. It was fantastic. 4 1/3, scoreless baseball, allowing 4 hits. He walked 3 guys and struck out 1, but seemed to bounce back nicely every time he had a guy on base. Being called upon here in the 6th inning to kind of keep things in check. We'll see if the Angels offense can figure out Mitch Talbot. Going in the dirt. The numbers last Thursday.
Effectively wild with the 3 walks. The reality is Matt Palmer does a nice job for Mike Socha coming out of the bullpen, giving you some innings. But also in position, if he could throw up a couple zeros with the offense the Angels have been having of late, to pick up a W.
Three balls on a strike. Marson is rolled into a double play. A sack bunt, so just 0 for 1. Palmer just walked the 9th place hitter. 1 out walk brings up Asdrubal Cabrera. Folks, this season the Angels introduced the Hidden Halo. On pre-scheduled promotional dates, random fans will receive promotional items marked with the Hidden Halo. These can be redeemed for a predetermined autograph at guest relations. So come on out to the Big A and look for that Hidden Halo. Cabrera's 1 for 2. Double with a run scored in the 3rd inning. Cabrera's a guy that kind of experienced what Howie Kendrick experienced last year, being sent down to the minor leagues back in 2008. Scuffling at second base. Howie certainly has turned it on since being brought back up to the big leagues. And Cabrera's done the exact same thing. Last year hitting .308, converting from second over to shortstop. He went around on that breaking pitch. It's 1-2.
The reality is you can go down there and sulk, think you're better than what you really are, or you get down there and get your work in and get your swing back, start playing better defensively. And Howie, went down last year, got the swing back, but also he had some issues in the field and base running. Put it all together. One of the reasons why the Angels won 97 games last year.
But Cabrera, one of those guys, too, that when he first came up, was used a lot in the bottom part of the order as he rolls one over to the right side past Kendrick into right field. Marson's trying for third. Nope, he stops there. His ball goes all the way to third base. Good throw by Bobby. A walk followed by a single. 2 on, 1 out for Grady Sizemore.
Well, then you go through this part of the lineup. It's very difficult to go through. Now it's starting with Grady, Sizemore, and Chu on deck. And that double play ball has been very effective for the defense for the Halos tonight.
Sizemore's walked, hit a fly ball to left, and lined out into a double play. That came in the 4th inning. 10 hits now on the night for Cleveland. Indians, one of the lowest scoring teams in all of baseball. Them and the Houston Astros. Sizemore had a good hack there, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Again, when we saw the numbers yesterday prior to the game 1 and the struggles that individually these guys have had, the lone exception being Chu, you figured, okay, this has got to be, this bodes well, the way the starters have thrown for the Angels. But all of a sudden, you start seeing some of the swings that these guys have taken.
Well, you can see the Indian hitters are just sensing, especially with Joe Saunders. He just wasn't comfortable on the mound. He walked 4 guys. But that gives you that mindset as a hitter that he's not going to be able to hit his spots. So I got to be aggressive, make good passes at those pitches when they make mistakes.
Palmer ahead of the count at 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Yeah, the other day we were talking about the Angels, and as the starters go, so do the rest of the guys. The wins that they've had, the starters have been terrific. The losses, not so good. The same could be said for pretty much any team. But when you look at the numbers for Cleveland in those scenarios, 2-2 pitches rolled softly to second. Going to be tough to turn 2. They get the force out at second. Sizemore reaches on the fielder's choice. There are 2 outs now. To bring up Chu, but looking at their numbers, in the 8 Indians wins, they haven't overwhelmed offensively, just a 256, 258 batting average, but their staff ERA is 195.
Well, because of the fact that the offense has been struggling for the Cleveland Indians, their pitching staff knows that any mistake they make could cost them the game, so that focus on every single pitch has been there. Now, do they have the arms in that rotation to consistently throw up the zeros for Manny? I don't know. I don't know if the staff is quite ready to be that type of staff to throw up 0 after 0.
Chu takes inside for ball 1.
But you know that if you make a mistake at any time during the game, but you're not getting out of right score, you're going to lose. It works sometimes to your benefit. Also, it makes you, not sometimes not even be as aggressive as you want to be. You'll throw a little bit off the outside corner.
Two balls and no strikes. And in this situation, it's almost pick your poison. Granted, Chu is a left-handed batter. You got the right-hander Kearns, but Kearns is just about as locked in as he can be offensively.
And his first ball swinging too, Austin Kearns. So you got to be careful with that one.
Big, slow curveball is in for a strike.
The wave is still working.
At least Angel fans are still in it. You ready, Gooby? Here it comes. It's coming our way.
Just missed.
Chu breaks his bat and loops it into center field, a base hit. That will score Marshall. It is 4-1 Cleveland.
At some point, when you have this many base runners on base, they're going to capitalize on, even though it was a jam shot for Chu for a base hit. You just can't have a walk to number 9 hitter at that point.
1 out walk to Marston, comes back to Hunt. Palmer. Second RBI of the night for Chu. He now has 15 on the season. Here comes Kearns. He has doubled and homered. 2 for 3 night.
He doesn't waste any time going up there hacking.
No.
He's getting a fastball. He's swinging.
A little frustrated at himself, it looks like. One ball, one strike. The West says he did not go around. He finally appealed. Ravishing Rob Drake calling the balls and strikes, making the call. On the ground to third, Brandon will force out Brady Sizemore for the third out. The Indians get another run. They do it on a couple of hits with a couple on. 4-1 Tribe. Here's the hit in the middle of the sixth.
Good, Victor.
Bottom of the sixth inning. It is 4-1 Indians. Hurt my throat there. Abreu, Hunter, and Matsui against Mitch Talbot. One strikeout, one walk for Talbot. He's allowed 4 hits, 3 of which came in the third. Bobby had one of them, an RBI single in the third inning, so he's 1 for 2. And the base hit for Abreu, extending his hitting streak to 8 games now. 5+ innings, 4 hits, and the ones straight across.
Only 67 pitches.
Last night, that home run out to right center field off David Huff. His 4th of the year. Getting back on track. 1-1 pitch. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, he sells that changeup pretty well. I think fastball, good, slow, deliberate mechanics.
Good hack there on that pitch. Count even to 2 balls, 2 strikes. If you're into basketball, the Lakers are doing really well. Halftime, up 55-34. OK City. Norms in morning. Full count now. Out to left center field. Kearns has to drift back, playing so shallow. There's out number 1. Well, another good off-speed pitcher. At least took something off where Abreu was out on his front side.
Yeah, it looks like he can sink that fastball. Get up there at 92, 93, but he has the ability to go take something off the fastball, too.
Brings up Torrey Hunter. As the shortstop has Drupal Cabrera with the
hands over the cleats.
Torrey Hunter dropping a beauty down the third base line. Put it in your pocket. That's an infield single. Nothing Johnny Peralta could do with him playing deep at third base.
Boy, perfect bunt. Right bunt like that. Torrey will do that on occasion. Need for base runners. Down by 3 runs.
Matsui with an opportunity to chip away here. Ground out in the second inning. Walked for the fourth. So just an 0-for-1 night. And the way Mitch Talbot is going tonight, doesn't seem like there's any way we're going to see Joe Smith in tonight's game either.
You never know. There's always that chance.
One-0 pitch on the corner, 1-1. If you weren't with us last night, Joe Smith came running out of the bullpen thinking that Manny Acta had called for a right-hander. And actually, Manny had called for his other right hand, the lefty, Rafael Perez. So Joe had to go back to the dugout or bullpen. Get a lot of ribbing from his mates. 1-1. 1-2.
Just thinking about getting up there at some point, starting throwing again. Yeah, the guys had some fun with him. Emulate him running in and spinning right back around and go back to the bullpen.
Joe just might hold to his guns tonight. I'm not getting up unless I'm actually getting in a game.
I think even like last night's game, he felt like the Angels were up by a ton of runs, but yet Cleveland was still in the game. I feel that same way here today. Cleveland, a lot of base runners. 11 hits already, but one swing of the bat by Matsui, and all of a sudden the Angels are only down by 1 run.
1-2. There's a change of sailing up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, he has been backing up that changeup at a fastball right back out on the outside corner. But Matsui's so good going with that pitch and going the other way.
Indians don't move around a whole lot defensively as far as their outfield is concerned. Play Matsui pretty much straight up. Kern still shallow and left. Went back outside. The count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Torrey's been getting a pretty good lead over at first base. 2-2 again. Outside, full count.
Another good at bat going so far for Matsui. The Angels need some base runners. More than likely, Torrey Hunter will be going here on that 3-2 pitch with 1 out.
Kendrick Morales on deck. See the lead by Torrey. There he goes. Now down low, ball 4. So 2 on, 1 out for Kendry Morales. Good at bat by Hideki Matsui. Tim Belcher, the Indians pitching coach, coming out. Some action going on in the Indians bullpen right now. Some scrambling going on. Talbot's only thrown 80 pitches. Hey fans, the Angels conclude this homestand tomorrow afternoon at 4:05 as they host the Cleveland Indians. There's a great ticket special still available for tomorrow's game. Fans can save 50% off ticket prices in select seating areas when using the password ANGELS at angelsbaseball.com or the Angels Stadium ticket window.
The password is
ANGELS. Right-hander Jensen Lewis is up and loosening. First man up for the Tribe. Rally Monkey's up on the board, and why not? 2 on, 1 out. Down by 3 here in the 6th inning. And the Angel first baseman at the plate. Morales 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs. Takes outside with that fastball. Torrey with the bunt single, Matsui with a walk. In tied, 2 balls and no strikes. Last time the Angels had a man in scoring position, that was Hideki Matsui in the 4th inning. He was gunned down at the plate to end the inning.
You see Talbot just trying to force these last couple pitches. That last one inside. The first sinker off the outside part of the plate. Time for the Angels to take advantage of this. Indecisive on the mound.
Angels 2 for 4 with men in scoring position tonight. One run coming across back in the 3rd. 2-0. Takes a strike. I don't believe Kendry thought that was a strike.
Or he thought if he throws that same pitch again, it's a tie game.
Bouncing one up the first base line, but foul. Talbot going with a breaking ball. Count evens now, 2-2.
Sometimes he throws that changeup now. Left-handed batter. And he's fighting his mechanics a little bit right now, just trying to force the pitch through. When you do that, start aiming the pitch, that's when you make a mistake.
We've seen a couple of those now from Talbot. Well, that changeup is getting away from him.
Well, he just dropped the elbow out, trying to force that changeup through. Maniac is going to have to make a decision here for a walk here. Or a base hit. We're going to have to go down to that bullpen.
Full boat with 2 on and 1 out. The pitch. He lost them. They are loaded up now for Juan Rivera.
There's a pitcher with the bases loaded in this situation. That first pitch is so critical. A lot of times, if you can throw your secondary pitch for a strike, that's your best chance. But Juan's going to be up there thinking he's going to try to get a fastball over the first pitch. And if it's in my nitro zone, I got to crush it.
Rivera 0 for 2. He's lined out and struck out. Angels this year, 250 average with men all over the bases. 1 grand slam. That was Bobby Abreu in New York.
Juan with a good average there with the base load of 318. 3 grand slams.
Torrey Hunter at third, Hideki Matsui at second, Kendra Morales at first. Juan tired of waiting. You see the infield and the outfield defensively for Cleveland. And Chu is somewhat shallow himself in right field. 0-1 pitch on its way. And that is ripped to left field. Austin Kearns makes the basket catch. Hideki Matsui safe at second. They thought they had the double play. That ball was laced. And again, positioning by Austin Kearns.
You can't hit that ball any harder if you're Juan Rivera, but mention it again. Austin Kearns plays so shallow. You think maybe you wouldn't do that with 4-1 lead here in the 6th inning. You might play a little bit deeper, but because of that, he's able to make the play. Then throws across his body. Just might have caught a break at second base.
How about that redirection, huh?
Yeah.
Looking towards home and firing it over to second. And now with 2 outs, Talbot working from the stretch against Howie Kendrick. There's a strike. Howie's 1 for 2. Had a single in the 4th.
This becomes a big at bat for Howie and the Angels. You need to get a couple runs across if you can here. Big opportunity.
Howie lining one to center field. Brady Sizemore is there. There's out number 3. 2 line shots off the bat of Rivera and Kendrick, and the Angels leave them loaded. They trail it 4-1.
So you're going to be okay.
Boy, the Angels with a golden opportunity against Mitch Talbot in the bottom of the 6th inning. Bases loaded, 1 out. Not much you could do. Juan Rivera, Howie Kendrick making solid contact, but nothing coming across. 4-1 drive here in the 7th. Johnny Peralta leads things off. Gets Matt Palmer in his 2nd inning of action.
Talk about the strength of this Cleveland team is that outfield. And they're playing shallow, taking away some would-be base hits and some runs. Cover a lot of ground and strong arms.
Peralta out to center field. Easily played by Torrey Hunter, and there's out number 1. Peralta with a double, a single, and a walk. Now the fly ball out, so he's 2 for 3. Brings up Mark Grudzielanek. Palmer in his 1st inning. In the 6th, gave up a run. Shin-Soo Choo RBI single. Grudzielanek is 0 for 3. Getting to start over at second base. Signed to a minor league contract back in January. He was with the Twins last year in the minor leagues. Released in August. Was injured a little bit in 2008 with the Kansas City Royals. Just missed out, hitting .300 again. So to deal with a knee problem last year and a half. That's why he missed a lot of time last year. Still grinding it out at 39 years of age.
So a little bit late on the fastball. He's going to go with a secondary pitch here.
And now the 2-2. Right back up the middle. Ibar's got it. On to first. Safe at first. Very emotional call over there at first base by Joe West. Got into it.
What a play by Ibar.
Absolutely.
Had a chance to be on a highlight reel after that one. Right up the middle. Jammed him just enough to slow him out of the batter's box behind the bag. Still a strong throw. Really safe at first base though, but showing tremendous range. What an arm. What an athlete.
Joe. Just even keel. Safe. Safe. Let's move on. Nothing to see here. Bounce foul. Grudzielanek, of course, gets credit for an infield single. So he's on board with one out. Marte at the plate. He's walked, singled, and grounded out. Chin music evens a count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Marte ahead of the count at 2 balls and a strike. Trying to keep Grudzielanek where he's at. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th. Figure Mitch Talbot will come back out even with the struggles he had control-wise in that 6th inning, getting out of that damage. Pitch count still rather low.
Still moving around like as if he's still in the game.
Angels have 8-9-1. Coming up, Napoli, Wood, and Ibar.
Got to stretch it in now. He's got the focus working. Matt Palmer's got to pick in lines. He's got to throw a 0 up here. Get a ground ball. Get it in an infielder.
Matt needing to throw some strikes here. Marte, as Grudzielanek takes off on the pitch. Got ourselves a full count. Look at that bottom part of that lineup. And we talked about it when we started this game about the struggles the Indians have had offensively, and then running out Grudzielanek, Marte, Laporta, and Marson. Grudzielanek has been on once. Marte's been on twice. Laporta's been on twice. And Marson had a sac bunt, a walk, and a run scored. Bottom half getting it done, and that one lofted out to left center field. And Vera making the catch, and there's out number 2. Solana heads back. Hey kids, it's time to rest easy. That's because on Saturday, May 15th, all kids 2 to 18 in attendance will receive a free Angels pillowcase courtesy of ScholarShare College Savings Plan and Fidelity Investments. Great seats for this game still available at angelsbaseball.com or the Angels Stadium ticket window.
You have to be looking forward to that one, Victor.
Without question. Pillowcase with the matching lunchbox. I'm all set. A big 10-game road trip coming up.
Angel bucket hat, too?
One of these days, we're going to have to suit up. Laporta takes down low. Laporta 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. Snap throw over there to first base.
Palmer very quick in his move.
And again, paying attention, a lot of attention to Mark Grudzielanek for 2 outs and having fallen behind on Laporta. 1 ball, no strikes.
Laporta definitely a guy that loves that fastball. It's a tough time with curveballs and sliders and even changeups. He's all over the fastball tonight.
Popped him up. Eric Ibar has got the call on this one. There's out number 3. Nothing happening for the Indians here in the 7th. They get a man on and strand him. Nice job by Matt Palmer through his 2 innings. The Angels still trailing. Bottom of the 7th, Indians up 4-1. Mike Napoli, Brandon Wood, and Eric Ibar face Mitch Talbot. I think Buttercup's going to work tonight.
Oh, no question. About a 4-run inning right here. Spurred on by Buttercup.
Putting in the call, I think.
Yep.
Napoli's 0 for 2 with a fly ball to left and a ground ball to third base. Talbot really has kept the Angel hitters off balance tonight. Aaron Laffey's up and loosening now, the left-hander. Halo's leaving 2 on in the 3rd inning, and then the bases loaded in that 6th inning. 2 good opportunities that they had to make it multiple runs. Austin Kearns making a terrific play on that ball hit by Rivera. And Sizemore right there. And the shot by Howie Kendrick in that 6th inning. Pike on the ground at third. Backhanded play by Johnny Peralta. Strong throw, and there's out number 1. Brandon Wood will step up, and before the game, he's talking about the struggles that he has had and some of the things that he's trying to do to kind of put those struggles behind him.
Having those guys around and the staff and everybody pumping me up, fill me full of confidence. And my locker right next to Torrey tell me, hey, you're going to hit. I got to second base, and Jeter goes, a few years back I was hitting $180 going into May. So you're going to be okay.
Brandon 1 for 2 tonight with that single and a fly ball to right. Good to see him starting to swing the bat aggressively and getting his knocks and RBIs. Unlike anything else, you see a 3-hit day, and it's not like all of a sudden the guy's going to turn into a 400 hitter overnight and continue this string. It's about taking those positives and changing the mindset and believing you can get the job done every single at-bat or plate appearance.
And you're going to see Brandon eventually working with Mickey Hatcher, getting that swing as far as you get the base hits going, the confidence, and then eventually he'll get the lift as far as doubles and home runs, which the Angels have expected out of Brandon Wood.
2-1, caught the outside corner, 2-2 now. See Talbot going to the mouth almost after every pitch. New rule this year, you could do it while on the dirt. He wanted to appeal. He did not go, says Joe West. Still having to wipe it off after going to the mouth.
It's surprising they do that, but it does supposedly work as far as speeding up the game, not walking off the dirt.
3-2. Breaking ball, and that is hit into left field. Base hit for Brandon Wood, a 2-hit night.
And Mickey's got to love what he's seeing out of Brandon Wood of late. Even the pitch he checks, swung on or close to being hung up by Joe West at first, he tracked it very well. Came right back and hit a ball right through that gap between short and second again.
Manny Actis coming out. He's made the call to the bullpen, so Mitch Talbot's night will come to an end. Solid performance by the rookie right-hander. Aaron Laffey's ready to go, so he'll be called upon to face Ibar and Abreu here with 1 out in the 7th. The Angels down 4-1. Look at the game recap thus far. Joe Saunders struggled a little bit. Austin Kearns with a big hit. That came early in the ballgame. That was the RBI double. Howie Kendrick trying to get the Angels on the board. Had the single out to right field, but Shin-Soo Choo guns down Hideki Matsui. That ended the 4th inning. And then Kearns again off Saunders this time. in the 5th inning, his 2nd home run of the season. Mitch Talbot has been pretty good throughout until he's taken out of the game here in the 7th. 6 1/3, 6 hits, 1 run. He's got property at first base. That's Brandon Wood. 3 walks and a strikeout. Left-hander Aaron Laffey takes over to face Eric Ibar, switch hitting shortstop.
9 games so far now. 10 2/3. Fastball 86-91. A slider and a changeup.
Laffey this year, 10 2/3 innings, 12 hits, 5 runs, all earned. Ibar on the ground to third, and that's a foul ball. Laffey is prone to the home run ball. He's had out 3 in the last 5 innings. This one on the ground at third. Peralta goes to second base. They force out Wood. Relay's not in time. So Wood's retired for out number 2 on the force out.
Peralta getting a lot of work down there at third base. Made some good plays.
Bobby Abreu will step to the plate now. More action in the bullpen for Cleveland. Tony Sipp, the left-hander whom we saw actually come into a game last night. Joe Smith, whom we saw warm up quite a bit in the bullpen last night.
And try to get in the game.
He wanted to get in. First-year manager, Manny Acta, looking on, having a 4-1 lead. Bobby takes a strike. Abreu 1 for 3. An RBI single in the 3rd. Pick up his 13th run batted in. Laffey's been bounced around a little bit, coming up through the minor leagues as a starter last year, starting and relieving. As Bobby takes another strike, and it's quickly 0-2.
Couple pretty tough pitches. Laffey coming out of the bullpen, both batters 0-2.
He's been very hittable throughout his career. Career batting average against at .288. The 0-2. Bobby takes a called strike 3, and the 7th inning comes to an end. 7 complete for the Big A. Indians up 4-1. Nice job by Aaron Laffey to come on and really not mess around, getting Ibar to ground out, release him to the fielder's choice, and then Brady to strike out looking. Now Palmer now in his third inning. First pitch swinging is Lou Marson. He singles to left field, so the leadoff man is on board for the Tribe. Their 13th hit of the night.
A lot of leadoff hits, too, for the Tribe. There's a lot of pressure on the defense. There's Maniac, a lot of options, whether to sacrifice, hit and run, straight steal, all kinds of chances to be able to be taken by the Tribe, especially when you get a 4-1 lead.
Top of the order now, and Cabrera, the shortstop. Cabrera tonight, 2 for 3. Single, a double, and also a walk. On the ground into center field, a base hit. Marson will stop at second as Torrey gets that ball back in there. Back-to-back hits to start this 8th inning. The Indians looking like the Angels last night. The Angels picking up 15 hits in last night's contest, picking up a 5-2 victory. And they're well on their way as far as leaving men on base as well. They've stranded 10 thus far. They stranded 14 last night. The Angels 15.
Well, it seemed to be every time there's a fastball thrown that's not located in the right spot, they've taken advantage of it. Good swings throughout this game.
Sizemore steps up 0 for 3. Hit the ball hard as he lofts this one foul down the left field line and out of play. Brady had the 0 for 5 night last night. Did draw a walk back in the first inning. But a 4 issued by starter Joe Saunders. Went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs on 9 hits, including the Kearns home run. Seem to be awfully preoccupied with base runners right now. Here's the 0-1. Nice job by Mike. That's Lou Marson over at second base. Has Drubal Cabrera at first. One ball, 1 strike count. Sizemore again down the left field line. Long run over for Rivera. Not going to get there. That one lands in the second row. Scott Shields up and loosening now. Seen some encouraging signs from Scott over the last couple times out.
Yeah, it's all about mechanics for Scott Shields. The stuff is there, the velocity on the fastball, the snap on the curveball. So he realizes and knows how important Scott Shields is to his bullpen. Mike Butcher knows exactly what to tell him when he gets out of his mechanics. Because we've seen him for a while. It's a violent delivery, but he's trying to keep him calm.
In the dirt, and Marson will advance to third base. Cabrera to second.
The Angels going to be forced out the infield in. Sizemore has been struggling swinging the bat, but all of a sudden now with the infield in, all batting averages go up higher with that.
On the ground to first, Morales freezes Marson, takes the out at first. So there's out number one.
I believe we got to walk him here in this spot.
Wait. Oh, yeah. Today's Spelling Bee brought to you by the Shin-Soo Choo fan base here at the Big A. How would you pronounce that? H-C-O-O.
Choo.
Intentional walk coming to load the bases up for Austin Kearns. Kearns has had a pretty good series thus far.
Much better chance to get a ground ball double play. In this situation, Choo puts the ball in play, difficult to be able to strike out. So now you set yourself up for a righty versus righty and a possible double play ball.
Kearns 2 for 4 with a double and a home run. 2 runs batted in. Marson, the catcher's at third base. Cabrera at second. And Choo over at first. Pretty decent wheels on the base paths for the Indians. Up 4-1 here in the 8th. Kearns not swinging first pitch. Takes down low for ball 1. Austin 5 for 8. The first 2 games of the series. 2 home runs. This one out to right field. Bobby Abreu is not going to get this one. This could clear them all. Marson is in. So is Cabrera. Choo's being waved to him. He'll score easily. Going to third on the throw is Kearns. Bases clearing. Extra base hit for Austin Kearns. Makes it 7-1.
But what a series so far for Austin Kearns. Nice job defensively, but offensively he's been carrying the club.
Mike Scioscia's coming out. That's going to be it for Matt Palmer with Scott Shields ready to go. Get Scott some work here in the 8th inning. So 3 runs in here in the 8th inning. Tribe still batting up 7-1. Pitching now in his 8th game. He'll face Johnny Peralta with Kearns over at third base. Infield still in for the Halos.
Always a good idea to rush that fastball inside that first pitch with a man on third.
Breaking all the dirt. Nice job by Napoli. They wanted to peel, and Joe West rings them up. No balls in strike.
There's no question he swung at that one. He was looking for fastball himself. He gets a curveball.
Peralta 2 for 3 with a walk. Up the first base line. Kearns going nowhere. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Good job by Mike Napoli blocking that pitch.
Just thinking about the night that this guy's had right here, both offensively and defensively. Scott's falling behind at 2 balls and 1 strike. Last pitched over the weekend against New York. 1 inning, 1 strikeout. Saturday's game. Down low, 3-1.
Dangerous spot now. Peralta loves that fastball and a fastball 3-1 count. Man on third, infield in.
And he lost it. Those runners at the corners now for Mark Grudzielanek. 7th walk of the night issued by Angels pitchers, one of which was the intentional walk to Shin-Soo Choo. The man over at third base, Austin Kearns, belongs to Matt Palmer. He's allowed 4 runs thus far in this game. That one on the outside corner for a strike. Grudzielanek on the ground and through into left field, a base hit. Kearns will score. It's 8-1 Cleveland. And now the book is officially closed on Matt Palmer. 5 runs all earned. On 6 hits.
Pitcher called down to the bullpen once again. Cleveland came out swinging today. Get-go.
Absolutely. Marte takes a strike. He had a base hit back in the 4th inning. So 1 for 3 evening. Feet in front of the plate. Missed Napoli. And the thump that you may or may not have heard was, I believe, the chest protector of Rob Drake, who didn't even move.
Again, Scotty overthrown that curveball. The infield forced back in once again.
Out to shallow center field. Long run in for Torrey Hunter. Still coming on. Makes the catch. Staying at third base is Peralta. There are 2 outs.
Well, he had to go long way to make that play.
Well, with that infield playing in, you basically eliminate any opportunity for Howie Kendrick to get out there and try to help out. And thankfully, it was hit high enough that Torrey was able to track it down. So 2 outs now, and here comes Matt Laporta, the 9th man to bat here in the 8th inning. 4 runs in for Cleveland. Reported tonight 2 for 4 with a couple of singles. The ball ricocheting off the camera well and into the seats.
Well, coming in this game, you would think the way the lineup was set up for Cleveland, the Angels would be in great position to be able to win game 2. Guys with some batting averages below 200. Not seeing the ball particularly well. The team in general struggling hitting.
On the ground, Howie Kendricks got it. And there's out number 3, but the Indians tack on 4 more runs. They do it on 4 hits, leave 2 on, middle of the 8th. 8-1 Cleveland. Hunter, Matsui Morales, if the Angels are going to get anything going, might as well start it now with the heart of their order against new pitcher Jensen Lewis.
Jensen Lewis definitely doesn't have an overpowering fastball. 86, 89 range, slider, being his best pitch, and changeup.
He takes over for Aaron Laffey, who went 2/3 of an inning, including a strikeout. He closed out that 7th inning for the Halos.
Solid numbers so far, 2-0 with a great ERA, 1.17. Jensen does well. Pitches inside, both the lefties and righties, and gets you out with that slider and fastball off the outside corner.
On the outside corner, 1-2. Lewis last year, 47 games for the Tribe, 2-4 record, of 4.61 ERA. One-two to Torrey. He lines one into right field foul. This one into the right field seats. Torrey, a 1-for-3 night. Had a single back in the 6th inning.
Camera day?
No, that's later on in the season.
Okay.
Cooler night tonight. Joe Saunders cooler night. Fouled straight back. Joe had done the promotional spots for tonight's cooler giveaway.
Nice cooler.
Indeed. 2-2. Outside, full count. Is it insulated?
Yes.
One would hope.
Yes. It's very nice. Very nice to take to the beach.
And he lost him. Leadoff man is on board. A walk by Jensen Lewis brings up.
See?
Hideki Matsui.
Insulated.
That is a nice cooler. You can use it as a tote. A purse, perhaps? Or a beverage holder. Hideki Matsui, a couple of walks and a ground out, so just 0 for 1.
Sees a lot of pitches. Matsui, very patient at the plate.
2 balls and no strikes.
And even if he falls behind in the count, he always seems to work himself right back in there.
And he rips this one foul. And he seats. 2 balls and a strike. At the start of the series, we talked about the Indians and their pitching. How surprising it has been. No one anticipated that they would be as consistent as they had been coming into the season. A lot of question marks about Fausto Carmona and Jake Westbrook, but their starters came in with a 4.09 ERA, and the relievers have an ERA below 4. Even with Kerry Wood on the disabled list. Hideki had a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Lays off of that one. It's a full count.
Well, seeing a lot of pitches again.
Our good buddy Joe Smith's up and loosening.
He said he's ready.
You think so?
Yep.
You think he slept at all last night? So he fouling that one off. In anticipation of getting into tonight's game.
That's what it's all about. That opportunity to get in a big league game.
He's getting the scouting report. No, he's not. He's actually talking about last night's blunder. He's bringing it back up.
Because I'm not going in unless I'm officially called.
Matsui skying one out to shallow left field. Austin Kearns is there. One away. If I'm Joe Smith, I would actually demand that the old helmet bullpen car pick him up.
That was a great one. That thing was so cool back then.
Absolutely. He needs to stand on the mound on the bullpen. Manny calls for him. Just wag his finger. No, sir. I'm not coming in until you send the bullpen car. That might work out.
The perfect entrance for him.
Big baseball bats in the front. Those things are awesome.
They were great.
Kendry, 1 ball, no strikes. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. They had those things back in the day, back when you were playing. Did you ever use those things?
I was generally a starter. I think we've come out of the bullpen a few times. If I would have been out of the bullpen, there's no question I would have came out of one of those little carts. Milwaukee had one. They were all the way through, and even in the 90s, the old Milwaukee Stadium.
How great would it have been to use one of those as a starter? Come in before the first pitch.
Yeah, it's always good to be hated even more so than normal. Cool breeze it out to the mound. Starts, yeah. We'll throw up some zeros.
3 balls and a strike on Kendry Morales. Big hack right there, full count. For the battle here between Kendry and Jensen Lewis. The lone Angel run coming back in the 3rd inning. The RBI single by Bobby Abreu. Inside corner, I guess.
Wow, that didn't look like that was a strike.
I mean, Jensen Lewis has some movement, but that much movement, that's a ball. Out number 2.
So he pitches inside and lefties and righties effectively, but he got the benefit of a pitch off the inside corner.
Here comes Juan Rivera now. With 2 outs and Torrey over at first base. And Lewis delivers a strike. Rivera 0 for 3. Get a strikeout in the 4th. Hit the ball hard with the bases loaded in the 6th inning. The right to Austin Kearns and left. See Brian Stokes up and loosening, so I imagine we'll see him in the 9th. That song Anticipation rings out when I see Joe Smith standing on the bullpen mound.
Or Carly Simon. It's a good call. I do what I do to entertain you, Victor.
1 in the hole and 1 ball, 2 strikes. Country Joe saying he did not go, so that evens the count at 2-2. Eight runs, 16 hits, 12 left on for the Tribe. 1 run, 6 hits, 7 left on for the Angels. Game number 22 of the season. Angels with an 11-10 mark. Another foul ball back.
It's a pretty good pitch to hit. Straight back, fastballs. Probably about 8-1. You're going to expect out of the bullpen to throw some fastballs in this spot.
Full count now. Lewis having thrown 29 pitches here in the 8th inning. A lot of foul balls, good hacks by both Kendry and now Juan. Torrey goes. Rivera line to the left field. Austin Kearns can't catch this one. It falls in for a knock. As shallow as Kearns has been playing all game.
You always think he might have a chance of making it.
You got to wait till that ball's on the ground. So 2 on, 2 out for Howie Kendrick. Howie tonight 1 for 3, had that single in the 4th inning, and he too lined out hard with the bases loaded in the 6th inning. That was out to center field and Grady Sizemore. And for good measure, Lou Marson and Jensen Lewis want to talk things over.
Make sure they got the signs right with a man on second.
Now he takes a strike in at the knees. Would have liked to have seen the opportunity for Kendry Morales to have drawn that walk. Perhaps maybe have him loaded up right now. Instead, Kendrick called out on strikes. Now he takes strike 2. Keeping the at-bat alive, get another foul ball.
Lewis doesn't really have what you would say a swing and miss pitch, so that's why you see a lot of foul balls. He's hovering around 86 to 89 on his fastball. He has mixed in a couple of pretty good changeups and his slider.
Another 0-2 pitch forthcoming. Down in the dirt, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Torrey over at second. That's Juan Rivera over at first. Into left field, a base hit. Kearns playing it on 1 hop, so Torrey's got to stop with 2 outs. Bases are loaded now for Mike Napoli. A couple of great at-bats by Juan Rivera and Howie Kendrick here in the 8th inning. And Manny Acta has made the call to the bullpen. Joe Smith. We think he's coming in. We've seen this before. And it's got to be official with Jensen Lewis walking off the field. Here comes Joe Smith. We've got a pitching change here in the 8th. 8-1. Bases loaded though for the Halos. Mike Napoli will face Joe Smith A 6.35 ERA, 5 2/3, pitching now in his 8th game, Goody.
He's got that submarine action. 91-mile-an-hour fastball you get up there, most times 7 on 87. Slider, changeup, frisbee-type slider.
Fouled straight back.
That frisbee almost got launched. Like a slider right out over the plate.
Torrey over at third, Rivera at second, Howie at first. Mike 0 for 3. A couple of ground outs and a fly ball to left. Fastball away. It is 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Smith last year limited to just 37 appearances. From DL a couple of times. A rotator cuff strain, also left knee surgery. Down goes Napoli for the 3rd out. Nothing happening for the Angels here. In the 8th inning, they leave them loaded, and they trail at 8-1. TV baseball everywhere. A host of changes here for Mike Scioscia. Rod Quinlan takes over in right field. Reggie Willits in center. And Ryan Buddy is behind the plate, taking over from Mike Napoli. And Brian Stokes now, the new pitcher, taking over for Scott Shields, who went 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit, and walked a man.
10th game already of the season for Stokes. 9 1/3 innings pitched. Again, like most of the guys coming out of the bullpen for the Angels, just need to be more aggressive. Good power fastballs. Good secondary pitches too, but it's been an issue of falling behind in the count.
Two balls and a strike. Stokes falling behind on Lou Morrison. He's the guy that started things off for the Indians in the 8th inning in which the Tribe sent 9 men to the plate. He had a single. His one and only hit, but he's also scored twice with a walk and a run scored in the 6th inning. He'll shoot one into the alley in right center field. Quinlan and Willits will play this one off the wall. Marson in at second with a double. Quinlan bobbles it, but Marson stopped looking. He never picked up his third base coach, Steve Smith. Otherwise, he should be standing at third base. Leadoff double for Marson, his first extra base hit of the season.
Good swing, too. Inside-out swing. Going the other way. When you get yourself a good fastball count, you're going to get a pitch to be able to drive. That was the case there.
8th double of his major league career. And here comes Asdrubal Cabrera. The hit from the left side. 17 hits tonight for Cleveland. 18 hits now. 19 hits, pardon me, for Cleveland. Stopping at third base is Marson. Double and a single. Runners in the corners now for Grady Sizemore. This is just one of those nights. You just chalk it up. There's not much you can do. Get through it.
Yeah, you really can't. No matter where you throw your pitch, they seem to be comfortable at the plate. You see the ball well, drive it.
Asdrubal Cabrera with the first 4-hit game for an Indians player this season. Also tying a career high for him. Grady Sizemore, the lone starter, to not have a hit in this one. Reggie Willits coming on, got a good break on it, makes the catch. Marson tagging from third will come in to score, and it's 9-1. Sac fly for Grady Sizemore, picking up his 7th RBI.
Reggie Willits covered a lot of ground again. It's a pretty strong throw, a little bit closer than you anticipated.
So the out is recorded, and that brings up Shin-Soo Choo, the right fielder. Here tonight, 2 hits, an intentional walk, 2 runs batted in. Good changeup on that last pitch by Brian. Two balls and a strike. On the ground on the right side, going to be a tough play, and Stokes is there, and they get the out. So Asdrubal Cabrera ends up at second base. 2 outs now. For Austin Kearns, who's had a 3-hit night himself, 2 doubles and a home run, 5 runs batted in.
He's been the difference, both offensively and defensively. Being in position, playing the shallow left field to negate a couple rallies by the Angels.
Kearns came in with 5 runs batted in, now has 10 on the year. Brian Stokes, the 4th pitcher used by Socha tonight. Saunders, the starter, went 5. Palmer went 2 1/3. Shields 2/3 of an inning. Now Brian trying to get through his one and only inning.
Well, so this demeanor never changes, whether it's 9-1 or they're up 9-1. Still looks the same. I'm sure he feels the same, though, inside after what he's seen tonight, especially when you think about the amount of walks again tonight by Angel pitchers.
Seven total walks, including an intentional one. Foul. Hit the right leg of Buddy, the catcher. "26 big league games under his belt for Ryan. And 2-2. On the ground at third. Brandon Woods got it. 3 outs. Indians do get a run. They make it 9-1. They lead it with the Angels coming up here at the bottom of the ninth. Wood, Ibar, and Quinlan due up. For 9-1. Joe Smith still out there. He struck out Mike Napoli to end the 8th inning. Brandon skying one out to left field. Austin Kearns drifting back on it. Still back at the wall. Gone! Brandon Wood! How about that? Back-to-back 3-hit games. He goes big fly here in the 9th. His first of the season. 9-2 Indians.
Well, we talked about eventually getting his swing together, get his bases before he gets underneath and gets some lift on that pitch. Well, he got it right there. Brandon Wood going yard. 3-hit back-to-back games for Brandon Wood. Getting hot. And for a second, it looked like Austin Kearns was going to go back and make that play. He's caught everything else.
This one was hit behind him, though.
That's the key, to go over his head.
Over his head. Top spin lob him. Ibar will bounce it towards second. A tough play for Grzelanic and out at first.
Well, you see right here, Smith fastball, one in the outside corner, ran inside. He knew it. He was hoping that Austin Kirk could make that play, but Brandon Wood with some pop goes into the bullpen.
6 for 8 in the series. Here's Reggie Willits. I had mentioned Quinlan figuring that the moves were straight up, but Reggie Willits batting in that Bobby Abreu spot. Quinlan on deck. Reggie slapping one to left field. Austin Kearns. He's there. 2 outs.
Got to hit it over his head. It's amazing. Anything short in front of him, he's going to make that play. It's how shallow he plays in left field. I've never seen a left fielder play that shallow. Center fielders, maybe, but not a left fielder.
Angels down to the last out. Rob Quinlan steps in. He'll take down low. Q was sent down right before the season started. Called back up. Bounce went over to short. Cabrera's got it. And the Indians take game 2 here at the Big A by the final of 9-2. Austin Kearns had a big game for the Tribe. 3 for 6. A 5 RBI night. Joe Saunders takes the loss. Mitch Talbot, the right-hander, picks up the win. He is now 3-1 on the season.
Well, Cleveland has hit the ball so well. They pitched the ball well enough to be able to win this game 9-2.
9-2 Cleveland. Knocks the series up at a game apiece. We'll be back for more right after this.